Thomas Saueressig, please come up. Let's have some fun. Hi.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thomas Saueressig is at the board of SAP, Germany's most valuable company, the head of customer services.
Yes.
Which is really at the heart of SAP. He studied business IT, I think, and has an MBA, and he is only 39 years old, which makes him, I believe, the youngest C-level person in the DAX companies.
Since
right?
5 years.
Since 5. Oh my God. Okay, so you had quite a way to go. You're a youngster in this group, and does it take a youngster to drive digital change?
No, by no means. I think, but diversity is of asset in all aspects, and we talked about diversity earlier, and also age diversity is important. And for sure, in the end of the day, if you think about digital transformation, it's about the mindset. And I mean, it's actually fascinating if you think about also, I mean, quite frankly, my parents, how they use digital technology is fascinating in this sense. So it's not about age or young people who drive the change. We need conviction, we need assertiveness, as also it was mentioned, to really drive the necessary change. And I think one of the things what is underrated, that if you drive meaningful change, you will take unpopular decisions. You will see critics, you will go to a tough time, and you have the perseverance with the conviction to drive such a change. This is critical, and this is something where I hope that also SAP is a good example about driving change in organizations forward.
Would you say that you have been or are a nerd?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so.
So then why did you start working with computers at this early age and all this fascination?
Actually, it was basically back then, so history lesson, it was a 386 back then, so we had 4 megabytes of in memory, which was not that much. And the game which I played actually needed entirely 4 megabyte main memory. Which means, in order to play it, you need to deactivate the drivers, for instance, for the mouse. Otherwise, you cannot play the game. That was the challenge. Yes. And that was my first coding challenge. Okay, how do I develop a start disk which is deactivating every driver? I don't need a full 4 megabyte memory. I was fascinated at that because I learned what can you actually do with that technology. And also back then, quite frankly, if you think about when the first rocket went to the moon, with so little computing power, what the humanity was capable to do. And now think about the computing power you have in your hands. All of you have a smartphone. This smartphone has factor 10, factor 100 more computing power than flying to the moon. Now, the question is, what do we as humanity do with this power? We talk about AI, we talk about the next revolution, and still we talk about some very rudimentary problems where all of you in your business life will still say, why do I need to do that boring process actually in this time? The man can fly to the moon, but we still need to do boring expense management. Why don't you decide for that one?
Let's divert there for 1 second. AI needs more and more electric capacity, needs more and more electricity. Is AI gonna keep us from keeping our climate goals?
No, I mean, for sure, it's fair to say the energy consumption for AI is going up as we speak, and it will be a very major driver. Absolutely true. The question is what we do with that technology in order to reduce actually our carbon footprint. And if you think about the pure optimization potential in the supply chain, optimizing the supply chains, which is a basic mathematical problem. I mean, if you talk about Siemens, they have products which have thousands, hundreds of thousands of entries in their manufacturing BOM. And now they source it from different countries, different regions. If we can optimize that with AI, we actually will reduce the carbon footprint. So fundamentally, the net effect of AI hopefully should be positive towards the energy consumption. And that's certainly something where we need to work on.
Thomas, what do your customers want from you these days? Do they want just AI in some sense? Do they have specific goals? What do they want?
Actually, our customers don't want an AI for the sake of AI, but they're looking for productivity gains. They're looking for enabling new business models. They're looking for how can we help drive business transformations at scale. And here, for sure, we use technology for the greater good to optimize that. That's also the reason why we basically as a company said we want to embed AI as part of our products naturally. So it's nothing special. It's nothing at the side. It's at the heart and at the core of our products in itself. And with that, we help drive customer needs. That's what we focus on.
SAP has tried to deliver AI in your product for a long time, also with the HANA development platform, I believe, already.
HANA was the first in-memory database at scale in the enterprise, which we delivered in 2010. And then for sure, it already embedded some AI capabilities back then, but for sure back then different AI technologies. And that for sure had an evolution the last year.
Proved to be difficult. And then today, SAP offers an AI called Joule, I think, but only for cloud clients, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to give you the context, I mean, what we have already more than 130 classical machine learning services as part of the portfolio. But last year alone, we added 100 generative AI cases as part of the product, including Joule, our digital co-pilot, which also serves fundamentally as the multi-agent system in the agentic AI world, what we are living on. And with that, for sure, we help our clients around the globe to really thrive. And that's actually a very important notion, because in the end of the day, AI is only as good as the data. Let's be real about that. And if you think about all the global large language models, at the end, they all based on the same data, the public available internet data. So by definition, no large language model differentiates by the content of the data. And that makes it now even more important to use proprietary data. And where's the proprietary data of companies? In SAP systems. And that's exactly what we exploit in our AI capabilities to make the most relevant, reliable, and responsible AI that you really can trust to make business-critical decisions, because that's the business we are in.
But do your clients let you use their data?
Yes, more than 30,000 of our customers gave us the consent in an anonymized way and obfuscated way to use the data to train also our own foundational model in itself.
But you have 300 million users, right? Or
300 million cloud users and customers 400,000.
Yeah. And only a fraction of them allows you to use their data.
No, I mean, all the customers in the last years who started the cloud journey, that's where we started with the AI and the consent. And that's the largest portion of our customers who actively actually give us the approval.
Do you have to consent to that in order to be part of it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's European law.
Sounds like extortion to me. There are much younger companies coming out of Silicon Valley and other places that offer AI-based data services to companies. Also very broad-based, trying to put the whole company at a level where they can actually work with their data in a meaningful sense. Companies like Palantir and so on. Are they a threat to SAP?
No, I think it's not a...
we're always worried about our only major company in that field. So
I think you don't need to worry about SAP. I think you see it with the traction that we're on a good path. Right. And we're not worried about the Palantirs and the others. And by the way, we love competition. Competition gives everybody the motivation to do better.
That's what they all say, but yeah.
Absolutely. But I truly believe actually that coming back to the notion, where's our core? And our core is fundamentally the business context. That's the combination of the business data in our systems and understanding of the business process in the context of the industries. There we have 53 years experience, and that's where fundamentally using that data in a differentiated way is something where Palantir, for instance, cannot do that, because where do the transactional processes for finance run? Where do the transactional processes for procurement run or for supply chain? Not in Palantir. They have some nice analytics and dashboards on top. But that's not sufficient in the world of AI, and especially not with agentic AI. What is the reason for agentic AI? Real quick. The difference with agentic AI is that you get the job executed, which means you need to record a transaction in the business. Where are the transactions of all the business processes? In our business systems, which means to think agentic AI through in the business context, that's where the business applications in itself, where we are the world market leader, that's where basically the music will play.
So I'm taking from this that there virtually is no threat to your competitive position.
There's always threats, but I think we're on a very good track in transformation.
Okay. You have a network called Labs Network,
yes,
I believe, where you work with clients and experts.
Yes.
And how does that work? And how successful is it?
So basically our SAP Labs Network is our development network which we have around the globe. We have 21 labs, and we're very proud about the global nature of our development organization. There are a lot of market participants who use offshore locations as an extended workbench. That's different with SAP. In our labs, there's core product responsibility. That gives us the opportunity to tap into the talent base around the globe. But again, coming back to diversity, we see early signals in Asia, we see early signals in the US, we see early signals in Schwarzwald, in the Black Forest. So we see the early signals around the globe, and that informs us how to drive innovation at scale. And in the end of the day, to succeed and to stay relevant and to not worry about competition is if you have innovative solutions which is touching the customer needs.
Mm. Cloud and AI is what you're building, what you're offering. Can this still become not an SAP strength, but a German strength?
I think what we see in the market, that also in Germany, all customers move to the cloud, without a doubt. Unfortunately, in Germany, I think it took a little bit longer, unfortunately, with embracing the cloud. But the reality is what we see in our business, everything moves to the cloud, which is good news. The call to action is now, for the next technology wave, for AI, we need to be quicker. So I can just echo the words of my colleagues here on the stage. We need more speed in adoption of innovation to stay relevant and to be able to differentiate on this planet. Because the world will not wait in that sense. And that's the reason acceleration of innovation adoption will be a key aspect for us.
Mm. Germany has a history of being not so strong in C2B, but very strong in B2B.
Yes, that's correct.
So, and there, I guess, the AI game hasn't been played so long yet. Is there a chance for also other companies, for mid-sized companies, for startups to be leading world markets?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the capabilities we have in Europe are massive. I mean, we have tremendous talent, researchers. I mean, quite frankly, the power, if we really lift the potential we have, is huge. And let's take just Mistral as one of the examples. I mean, 50 people in 6 months could disrupt OpenAI. So we have the talent, we have the opportunity. That's also the reason why, if you think about the AI train, a lot of German journalists sometimes say the train has left the station. Yes, but we have a good chance actually to still differentiate. And so I'm quite frankly very positive about potential. The question is just, do we have the right leadership and the right energy to lift that up as a society?
Does SAP feel a certain responsibility for Germany, for its home market?
Absolutely. I mean, we are proud about our home base. For sure, we have roots in our headquarters in Walldorf. And for sure, we would wish that Germany is, after 2 years of recession, and this year forecasted only 0 to 3% basically growth, which is too little, that we pick up the growth curve. And it's actually interesting. A lot of banks and industry analysts estimate more than 4 trillion of economic value which AI will generate. The question is, who's capturing that value? If Germany is flat, it's certainly not Germany who's capturing the value. And that's certainly something which should give us all the sense of urgency to embrace this new innovation. And quite frankly, all of us personally, like to challenge you for a second. When you prepared for that session, did you use GenAI to prepare us for the speakers? Did you use GenAI to prepare the question? Or did you do it the old way?
I'm not going to reveal that information.
But it's an interesting fact because we all talk passionately about AI and innovation adoption. But honestly, it starts with us. It starts with all experience the new world and seeing what is possible.
I guess my question was, do you talk to the government? Do you find open ears? What do you do to foster the German industry? If I think, for example, of what's been building up in Heilbronn with mostly money out of Lidl, do you do something similar? Do you take care of the German market in that way?
I mean, first and foremost, for sure, we on the various multiple political levels, for sure, try to get a more innovation culture into the country, drive digital transformations, and I hope that we will see in the future. With regards to Heilbronn, we are part of that. We are part of the EPI, we are partnership with that one. And that's also a very important factor these days. It is about partnerships. And as somebody once said, we need to go from ecosystems to ecosystems. So partnerships across the industries, also across academia and private and public businesses is absolutely critical. So I'm a true believer in partnerships. That's the reason IPA is a great example how many stakeholders come together, bundle the capacity and the knowledge, and I hope that we will see a thriving success.
Ecosystems to ecosystems. Maybe you want to tell this to our friends in Washington these days, but Thomas, you have 2 children.
Yes.
And I'm wondering here at the end, what economic fate do you think they're going to encounter in their home country when they grow up?
I mean, that's the reason why I hope all of us work very hard, that our children grow up in a similar privilege like we have, in a growing prosperity in Germany, in Europe, in a safe Europe and Germany. And that's something where I think it's on us to make that happen. We are all leaders. We don't need to look somebody else. We can take the decisions. We're the masters of our own destiny. We just need to pick it up.
But only when you get something to drink and eat, which is now the case, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thomas. It was a pleasure. And it was fun.
Absolutely.
And it was fun.
Thank you.